We are officially a week into 2023. I don't know about you, but I do have that new year productivity brain right now. I wish I was the type of person who didn't have to use the new year as like a time to reset and be like, now I'm gonna be productive, now I'm gonna reach my goals. Like, why can't I just do that every single day? My brain doesn't allow me to, that's why. And just like every single year, one of my goals this year is to read more and be on my phone less. Around this time last year, I'm pretty sure I made this exact same video and it helped me so much. So I just wanted to do it again so that it can hopefully help you out, because obviously if you're here on this channel, then you probably like reading and you probably want to read as many books as you possibly can. And switching your phone screen time for reading time is a great way to kind of kickstart that. For example, let's have a little look at my phone screen time. I'm making this face because I'm actually shocked it's not higher. Last year, this was so much higher. I'm pretty sure I had a day of like 10 hours on my phone. Don't judge me. It's gone down to 6.5 hours. In the whole of last week, I spent 17 hours on TikTok. 17 hours. This is why I'm doing this video. I need to stop that. So in order to help myself track how much time I am spending reading, the sponsor of today's video is going to help me with that, and that is Basmo. I've talked about this app quite a few times before. It is a reading app, so a place where you can track your books, what books you're reading currently, what books you want to read, and not only can you do the basic things like tracking your books, you can actually set daily reading goals, whether that's 5 minutes to hours. You've got your classic yearly reading goal, and my one this year, I'm gonna stick to 52 books. I don't think that's too much to ask for. I'm definitely not going to be able to be one of those people who reads a book a day. It's just not in the cards for me. My favorite part of the app is the statistics tab. This is the part of the app that can tell you how fast you read, which I think is really useful, especially if you're at school. It can be hard to know how long, for example, some homework of reading is going to take you. So if you've got on here saying like it takes you an hour to read 50 pages, then it's easier to kind of set yourself a time limit for your homework. If you would like to try out Basmo to hopefully help you read more this year, then you can click the link in my description box to take you to the app. Definitely let me know if you try it out, and also how many books do you hope to read this year? Now I'm definitely going to get on to reading. That means I'm gonna try and read for 6.5 hours. So my first read of this year is Milk Fed, and I've actually even started putting tabs in my books. I've never done this before. I've never annotated books. I purely just read them, and I think that's because I didn't want to feel like I was back in English class at school where I was forced to read rather than I wanted to read. But with the whole trying to be more present with my books, I've decided I want to give it a go. I don't have to write anything. I'm literally just putting little stickers on any line that makes me feel something, that I think is funny, that is relatable, just anything I kind of would want to remember and go back to. I just got these little ones from Paper Chase. I think in the future I'll get ones that are fully just one colour, so that when they stick out here you can see the colours, because these ones are just clear. I'm really enjoying this book so far. I'm not going to tell you anything about it just yet, just that it is a bit of a roller coaster of emotions. So I'm going to start my reading session on Basmo with Milk Fed, see how much I can read.
Another day in the life of
I have about, I think I've got less than 20 pages left, but I'm tired, so I'm gonna go to sleep now. I've been reading this book for 4 hours and 45 minutes today. I'll see you in the morning where I will give you like a proper review of this book. Spoiler alert, it's really good. Just finished milk fed, 5 hours in total. As a trigger warning before I start anything, this book is about a woman with an eating disorder, so if you don't want to hear me talk about that type of stuff, skip forward. We follow this girl called Rachel. She's 24. She grew up Jewish but doesn't actually believe in God anymore, but she still identifies as Jewish, and she has anorexia. Her main focus in life is all about what she's eating, and that is definitely like super heavy in the first third of the book at least, and I thought I wouldn't really be able to handle that, but it was actually really therapeutic in a strange way. This whole book kind of felt like therapy to me. Besides the eating disorder, Rachel meets this girl called Miriam, and this woman Miriam is larger and like loves food, has no guilt surrounding it at all, which obviously is completely different to what Rachel thinks. Rachel also, I think, struggles with her sexuality because of what her mother has taught her and told her over the years, so she struggles with the fact that she kind of really likes Miriam. They start kind of hanging out and all of this, and suddenly Rachel's feelings surrounding food start to kind of change because Miriam is so comfortable around it. It explores eating disorders, mother-daughter relationships, coming to terms with your sexuality, and the struggles of being gay in a religious household. So there's a lot to unpack. I can definitely see how this book could be seen as quite insensitive to people with eating disorders because it is kind of written in a light and funny tone, but I don't feel like the author's trying to be insensitive in any way. It's more of a coping mechanism for her. It is also extremely explicit, loads of sex in it, so if that's not for you, don't read it. I just thought it was incredibly written. I've used at least like 1.5 full sets of these little arrows, and I really enjoyed doing that, so I'm definitely doing it again. I'm gonna start a new book. I think I know exactly which one I'm gonna do. It is the evening now and I've been to work and everything. I was really naughty and went on my phone. I went on my phone as soon as I got home, and yeah, what time was that? That was 3 hours ago. I've literally been on my phone 3 hours instead of reading my book, like I said I would. This is harder than I thought. But why do I do this? Because I genuinely love reading. So like, why do I not just read? I was really annoyed because after work, all I wanted to do was go to a cafe and get a coffee, read my book. I went to my usual cafe and for some reason they'd closed 3 hours early, and then I walked to another one and there were no seats, literally none, nowhere. All of my other favourite coffee shops closed within like an hour and I didn't want to just sit there for about half an hour and then leave. And then I tried to go to the Waterstones cafe in the Arndale, and as soon as I got there, it was supposed to close at 7, and it was like, sorry for the inconvenience, we're closing at 5:30 today. So I pretty much just walked around for an hour trying to find a cafe and didn't find anything. So yeah, this challenge is harder than I thought it would be. If I had read for the past 3 hours, I absolutely could have reached my target for today, but I didn't. You know, I said that I had started tabbing my books. Well, I thought I'd just give you an example of one of the things that I've put a tab next to. This is purely like, I thought this was really nicely written. Finally she turned. She scanned the crowd slowly, and when she spotted Sam, the smile spread over her face like a time-lapse video he had once seen in high school physics class of a rose in bloom. It's 6:30. I completely regret doing this. But I'm up now and I might as well read for like an hour, and I have to leave at 8 to go to work. I'm so tired.
It's 1 p.m. I miss my friends. Nothing to do but spend time with you. Yeah. What can I say? It's been a long day of redundancy. It's been real hard living day by day in my room. Out and about, we all hang out in a broke down car. It's back to the start. What can I say? It's been a long day. Redundancy. It's been real hard living day by day in my room.
Okay, you know I said that I would come straight home and read rather than going on my phone? I didn't do it! We had a really busy day in work today and I'm so tired. I have to go back to work tomorrow. There's a million excuses that I could use. The bottom line is, I didn't once complete the 6.5 hours of reading time. It's too much. If you have a normal life, you know, you go to school, you go to work, I genuinely don't know where I could fit in those 6.5 hours. It's not all doom and gloom. I know I like failed this challenge massively, but I'm still ahead of my reading goal. If I keep reading for like 3-4 hours a day, which is kind of what I've been doing, I should be more than fine, and I'll get through loads of books that I want to read without having to compromise and give up loads of other things that I enjoy doing. To the people who read a book, maybe more than a book a day, I genuinely saw this woman on TikTok who has read over 500 books last year. I'm sorry, how? Personally, I can't even read that quickly. Even if I read for every single hour of the day, I would not be able to read that many books. Quick update on this book. I love it. I love books about games. I don't know why. I was kind of completely wrong about this book though. When I first got it, I thought it was going to be a virtual reality game. The characters were actually like living in the virtual reality, a bit like Ready Player One or Warcross, but it's not that. Basically, it's these two game designers. They met when they were children in a hospital, and then they had a big falling out, and then they met again years later and started designing games together. It's nothing to do with VR. Don't know where I got that from. People have been raving about this book and say like it kind of changes their life. It's a good book so far, but it's not life-changing, so I wonder what's gonna happen. I will post what I think about this book on my Instagram if you want to follow me there. I am excited to finish it, and I'm excited to continue using Basmo. I was just looking at all of my statistics and I'm proud of myself. I have read on average like 3.5 hours each day this week, and I think I'm gonna keep my daily reading goal at like 3 hours. I think that's doable. I can read for like an hour in the morning and then maybe 2 hours in the evening. If you also want to try and read more this year, Basmo is so good for that, and you can try out the app if you click the link in my description box, and maybe you can do better at this challenge than I have done. I hope you enjoyed this video, even though it was a massive fail. Let me know what your New Year's reading goals are, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.